this thing on?
Is that true? Who decided this? Every girl needs a bag of chips.
Whether or not these are valid sources, debatable.
Guess who's back? Welcome back to Valid Source.
Valid Source?
Colorado's favorite podcast about the things the internet swears are true. I'm Harley, and this is Ashley.
And we're two curious ladies who decided if we're going to spend 3 hours going down a research rabbit hole, we might as well hit record. You were thinking it.
We said it. Today, we're talking about something that makes the Bermuda Triangle look like a parking lot.
Okay.
It is the Alaska Triangle. It got popular after 2020. I guess that's when they started making stories or like publishing stories on it.
So it's fairly new.
Fairly new. I guess the Bermuda Triangle has been around since like the 70s, and that's when they kind of did a lot of research on it and had all these unexplained stories. So this is just a lot more new, a lot more vast. Geographically, this isn't on an official state border.
Okay.
It ranges from Anchorage, Alaska to Juneau and then to Utqiaġvik. And if you were to draw a line between those three places on a map, that's where this triangle of like mysterious things happens. It's over 200,000 square miles of the most rugged, unforgiving terrain on the planet. Okay.
That sounds intense.
It definitely is intense. To put it into perspective, if you try and fit the state of California, Kansas, and Texas all in an area, that's essentially what this ground cover is. It could be sunny outside 1 minute, and then 10 minutes later, it could be buried in 3 feet of snow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
a little like Colorado, just it's a little
like
calmer. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So whiteout blizzards in just minutes, limited visibility and navigation. So it's kind of a scary
minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I have a question.
Okay.
So does that mean you're flying over? Is this ocean or is this land?
This is all land.
Okay. And so you could be flying, all of a sudden you are like everything's clear and then boom, no visibility.
Correct.
Ooh, with mountains.
With mountains.
That's scary.
There obviously is ocean nearby because it has a coast. I actually didn't know this because I'm not very geographically savvy, but Alaska is very close to Russia. In the real world.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. So that comes into play.
Like I know Alaska where it's at, but I've never thought of how close it is to Russia, but I guess it makes sense.
It does make sense. Our maps are just weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll come into play a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
In the Alaska Triangle, there have been like 16,000 missing people since...
People?
Since 1988.
Why are we going through this area then?
It's interesting because the population is not a lot for Alaska. I don't know what the statistic is, but there's not a lot of people that live there. The lower 48 states, excluding Hawaii and Alaska, those states have 2 per 1,000 people missing. But for Alaska alone, it's 4 to every 1,000 people. So it's double the national average.
I don't... What's happening to them? They're just going into the triangle and not coming back?
Yeah, isn't that weird?
That's too weird.
There's a higher risk for pilots and hikers, like you were saying, that geomagnetic fields cause you to become disoriented, which we'll get into that. That causes a lot of hikers to just lose their ability to know where they are.
This is why I don't hike, guys. Just stay home.
This is the reason.
Stay home. You don't want to be disoriented.
No.
While you're walking around. Or hurt your knee.
Wow.
It happens to some people.
It does happen to some people.
So I would hurt my knee. I'm pretty sure I have.
I think you have.
Yeah. I hurt my knee walking too much in Vegas. Like, come on. And you expect me to get in a triangle with mountains?
No.
I'm not going to do
Honestly,
it.
I think it's the whole state of Alaska.
There is this movie with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. I think it's his family
Yep.
is in Alaska.
Because she's from Canada.
Yep. And it looks really pretty.
Yeah.
I think it's a beautiful place based on that movie.
It's very pretty.
Mm.
So this landscape is very challenging and there's like limited resources and access to rescue.
I'm sure there's not a lot of cell phone signal.
Probably not.
Mm-mm.
Have you ever seen one of those T-Mobile maps? I don't know if they've ever put Alaska on there.
They shouldn't put a lot of places on there.
They shouldn't. Wow. Okay. I listened to 2 podcasts on the Alaska Triangle.
Wow, someone got obsessed.
I did get obsessed. It's kind of hard to discuss because there's so much, and then there's like one route where it's very logical, and then there's one route that's conspiracy theories. So I'm trying to go right down the middle here.
I like that. We get a little both.
So what made the Alaska Triangle start to get kind of popular, the military had this ginormous plane. It was called the Douglas. And the specs of it were insane. It's like 100 feet across the wingspan.
Okay.
And there was like 40 people on this plane. They were supposed to travel. And it completely vanished over a small town. There was no more signal from it. And it was just never seen again. 40 people in this huge military plane.
Never seen again.
Never seen again. And so they relay this back to, we were close to Russia at that time, and this was during the Cold War.
So there was a conspiracy.
That the Soviet Union at the time, which is what Russia was known as back then, actually hijacked this plane and kind of like destroyed it. Okay. Then we move on from that situation and we have another big scenario happen that makes this Alaska Triangle kind of a prominent, reoccurring problem. Another big event that created like the hype and curiosity around the Alaska Triangle was in 1972 with another airplane. So there was a Cessna that was carrying 2 very important people at the time.
Oh.
It had a Congressman, Nick Begich,
Okay.
who's from Alaska, and then it had Hale Boggs, the U.S. House Majority Leader, aboard this plane. Okay. And they were supposed to fly from Anchorage, and the plane completely vanished. There's 2 different sides to this story.
Okay.
So the conspiracy side, I guess they're both conspiracies, but one of the theories is there was a mob member that came out later after he'd been in prison for a while saying that he had been given a suitcase that had a bomb in it, and he had taken it from the Soviet Union and brought it to the airplane, gave it to them to fly, and then the bomb blew up while they were in the air.
But I feel like we would know, right?
I mean, I think it's a possibility, but I don't know. I think also you could
Like,
just be
wouldn't
saying
it be
something.
like wreckage on the,
you would think, but
Okay.
if it gets covered over with snow,
there we
like
go.
you don't know.
Yep. Okay.
And so the other thing is it could have been just the elements that took over. Aliens could have taken over. This disappearance of this plane created the largest search and rescue mission in history.
Really? How many people, do you know how many were involved?
I do. So there was 90 military aircrafts for over a month.
A month?
For a month, because it lasted 39 days.
Wow.
Yeah. And they searched 32,000 square miles and found nothing.
Sad.
Yeah, no debris, no oil slick, nothing. But this changed how aircrafts were treated after this situation, because now every single aircraft is required to have something called an ELT,
Okay.
or an emergency locator transmitter. So if you crash, they can find where you are. It changed aviation laws, and we still use this stuff today. So that's kind of cool.
I wonder if, like, after that, if any other planes have gone through there, disappeared, and we were able to find it. Ooh.
Oh, if we were able to find
But
them.
I mean, if it has a locator box, does it actually still work in that triangle?
Great
Okay.
question.
Okay.
So we're going to kind of get into this.
Okay.
Okay, so this is called the vile vortex theory. And researchers believe that the triangle sits on a magnetic anomaly. Pilots have reported compasses that spinning in circles and electronic blackouts. This can cause spatial disorientation because
Okay,
of
so but it's not like your body is.
your body does.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
it was like your compass is going crazy, so you're lost. But I'm like, okay, that's not good. But your body also has
Yeah.
effects.
So
Wow.
the spatial disorientation can cause a hiker or a pilot's brain. It loses the ability to tell from what's up versus down. So isn't that crazy?
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Especially if you're flying a plane.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Utqiaġvik indigenous Tlingit lore. These are very hard words to say, and I'm so sorry I'm butchering it, because it's not cool, but I cannot say this stuff.
We excuse you.
They speak of this creature out in the wilderness. He's like part man, part otter.
Part otter?
Mm-hmm.
You love
I
otters.
do love otters. They
What
have
did you think when
hands.
you saw that?
I was like, that's kind of an interesting cryptid to have. But
Okay.
so this is their cryptid in the Alaska area, and he is a shape shifter, so he can mimic things that well, so to try and lure you
Okay. Does
into
he
the
eat
woods.
you? Okay, we don't know.
We don't know, but probably.
If you saw him, you didn't live to tell.
Right, pretty much. And he can do this thing where he mimics babies crying. So he lures you into the woods as a familiar creature that you know, right? And then he cries like a baby, leading you further into the
I'm
woods.
sorry. I don't know if I would fall for this.
If there's a crying baby, you would.
It's
A
like
crying
every
baby.
scary movie out there.
I know, but I don't think it seems scary in this situation necessarily. You know?
Yeah.
Some other crazy things that have happened in this area is there's a place that was called Port Chatham. In the 1940s, an entire town was abandoned completely.
An entire town.
Residents fled because they claimed that they were being hunted by a hairy man.
What?
Yes, they called it a nantinuk, that is a lure around the Alaska Triangle, is the Dark Pyramid.
There's a pyramid there now? So,
Allegedly. There's
hold on.
okay.
We can't have a compass but we can go over there and figure out how to make a pyramid.
Well, here's the craziest part.
Okay.
The pyramid is underground.
Very crazy.
Yeah, they were like looking to see if there was missiles or anything. And they found this pyramid shape under the ground. Do we know if it's true or not? We don't know, but it's underground. Apparently, it's made out of obsidian.
So it's a black pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. But I was just like, okay, so this place is such a mystery.
It is. What is it called?
The Dark Pyramid.
The Dark Pyramid. That sounds better.
There's even more crazy stuff. UFO encounters.
Okay.
How do you feel about UFOs?
I mean, I think it's confusing. I mean, we've seen them, a bunch of people have seen them to be a coincidence, but then also like there wasn't a lot of evidence. But didn't the government end up saying that yeah, there were a few anyway? Like
Yeah, like in 20. Oh
yeah,
my God, was it in 2020 when they
yeah,
started talking about this?
yeah.
That's a connection.
Okay, to what?
To this, I mean, that's when like the Alaska Triangle started to like really pop off.
Okay.
This is crazy. This is crazy. I feel like I'm just connecting the dots right now.
I haven't connected one.
There's obsidian, a pyramid underground, and there's aliens that are said to
So you think
be
aliens
around.
did this? And aliens are taking the people?
Potentially.
Allegedly.
There's also a thing called Hollow Earth, which I think maybe this could be like an entrance into Hollow Earth, but we'll get into that in another episode because that is quite the topic itself. So in 1986,
Hold on. Are we still talking about UFOs?
yeah,
Oh, okay, cool. That's what I was hoping that. Okay.
yeah. Okay, so in 1986, there was a flight that contained Captain Juneau Terryuchi, and he was flying a plane, flight 1628. Okay,
No, that's a lot of details.
it's a lot of
Yeah.
details. Do we need them all? I
No,
don't
but
really.
we like them. We like them.
He had a 30-minute encounter with these UFOs while he's flying the plane.
Okay. Like we're talking. What's the encounter? What's the claim?
It doesn't state. I think he said that they were around his ship
Mm,
and they were walnut shaped. But they hung out with him for 30 minutes while he like flew through space.
so they helped him
To do what?
get to the other side of the little
I don't think
pyramid
he really
area.
need help.
If
Oh, what? You think that they would help him across like a
I
scary
think they
part?
helped him across. Yes. They were like, look, your compass ain't gonna work because we have better technology.
Oh,
Let us guide you.
that is quite the theory there. That was
Luna,
good.
thank you.
Yeah. I think we should go on Ancient Aliens.
I should, but I didn't have the encounter.
Wow. This happened for 30 minutes. Okay. Where these walnut spaceships, or sorry, UFOs are flying with him. They confirmed the story with radar. So there were things with him for a long time and then they disappeared
Ooh.
off the radar. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. That changes things.
Mm-hmm. So if that just doesn't give you a little bit of backstory into how crazy this triangle.
You said they were walnut shaped,
yeah,
not sized.
not sized.
Okay.
You couldn't see that
I was
up
just
in
wondering, like,
space. Oh, they're not in space.
well, pretty close.
Up in the air.
Pretty close. Okay, just making sure we were on the same page.
Yeah. This is kind of going backwards a little bit. But at the beginning of the story, I talked about how there was this ginormous military plane
Mhm.
that vanished with like 40 people on board. That actually was supposed to be carrying a missile as well. And so it disappeared, and so did the missile.
Okay, because I was if it blew up, we would have known.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well, yes, and I don't know.
yes, I think there would have been some huge explosion
Yeah, but it's so like off the grid.
that who would know where when
Yeah,
no
and
one's
then
there.
even if you like try and go find pieces of debris or whatever, and the weather conditions are that crazy intense, how are you going to find anything? I think it's wild, but I think we could be
I
hiding
don't think that makes
aliens.
sense.
What do you mean?
I don't think it makes sense that it would just disappear. It doesn't make sense. Because it would have crashed into something, it would have blown up, and we would have seen something.
But this was before the time of having like
Technology?
geolocation, yeah, technology, so they couldn't even track where you were. You had to
Okay.
radio in essentially when you got close enough to the tower, I think is how that worked.
Okay, that's scary, man.
Yeah, I think you just kind of blew my mind with the the
With the
walnuts.
2020?
No, with
The walnuts?
like the
Because I thought they were
walnut.
tiny?
Okay, no, but yeah, that also blew my mind. But the walnut.
I'm sorry because I got confused. Because I was like, they see a bunch of like tiny little size glittery things.
But he
Because then
only
I'm like, is he disoriented because of the disorientation?
Mm,
And that's why we saw a bunch of little walnuts. That could make sense.
that could make sense.
But now I understand that's not what we were saying.
no.
Okay.
But you're right. I didn't explain that very well. I'm painting a
No, I
picture.
think I imagined my own picture.
Well, we captured half and half the population, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. Maybe somebody else will be like, he wasn't hearing them? Who knows?
Oh my god. The walnut shaped UFOs
Mm.
that they were helping that guy.
Oh,
You
yes.
blew my mind with that. And I like
Okay, because maybe there's different kinds of aliens. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe we have the nice walnut shaped driving aliens. Okay. Flying aliens that we're talking about.
Mhm.
And then we have like some sort of predatory alien. And so there is the
Oh.
predatory one that build the dark pyramid. Listen. And that's his like, what is that called? Like Bat Cave. Okay. What is that called?
Oh, his like layer?
Yes, that's his lair. And so the little walnut people, aliens, were like, whoa, like, let's help this guy out so he doesn't get dragged by the hairy predator
Oh
that
my
lives in the dark pyramid.
dude. What?
I solved it.
I think
It's
you
not
did.
a mystery.
Holy moly. But then what do they do with all the people? They eat them?
Or they're the ones building the pyramid.
Well,
Now
yeah.
they've been turned into like workers.
Oh my god. Dude. And I think you just like you need to go out and
That
eat
they
chicken
have
wings.
about 1,006. Was it 1,600 or 16,000?
16,000.
They have 16,000 people
Plus.
that have been working in that little obsidian thing.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it here, guys.
Yeah, first.
Good job. My mind is blown.
Okay, you thought You were teaching me something today. I'm teaching you something today.
Wow.
I don't know. I just think these are a bunch of little puzzle pieces and we're putting them together.
I agree.
I should
So
be a
the
detective.
hairy beings are the bad predatory aliens
That need workers.
that need workers to build their obsidian pyramid underground.
Mm-hmm.
And the walnut aliens are the ones trying to keep
Help.
certain people safe.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
They're probably the ones messing with our little compass so that people are just like, okay, we're not going to go through here. And they're
What?
messing with, they're like, you know?
Yes. I think you would need to make like a movie or something.
I probably should.
We could get like a little illustration of this.
Also, I think I just gave you a bunch of movies like piled together. It's kind of what just happened too.
Yeah, I mean, you took all of the evidence that I shared with you today and you compiled it all into one large theory.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I think you just wrapped up my entire life. This is crazy. This is like the best Ancient Aliens episode that you could ever create.
That's funny.
Wow.
Well, I'm glad I solved it for us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome, everyone.
You didn't have to do any research.
And if you live in Alaska, just look for the walnuts.
Look for the walnuts. Do you think they grow up there?
I don't
Probably
think anything
not.
grows.
There's trees that grow.
Like pine trees, maybe.
There's
And
gotta
those
be.
even die.
I mean, those die
What
everywhere.
kind of thing will serve? What kind of plant survives that kind of hostile weather?
It's like a desert. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like the extreme opposite. I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
there's something, but I have a weird question. Do polar bears live there?
I don't think so.
We solved Alaska's biggest mystery right here on Valid Source.
She actually needs to make millions off of that alone.
I keep giving these $1 million. Like the last time I gave Microsoft a great idea.
Microsoft already had that.
Okay, I don't think they did. I don't think that was true.
Okay.
You know, the only thing left to talk about now is Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Oh my god. That's a whole nother.
Okay, where are we starting with this?
Oh my god. It's almost like we're going to the Alaska Triangle. It's like that
Yeah.
wild.
It is wild.
I think we start with the Taylor Frankie Paul
Okay,
situation.
you saw the video.
Saw the video. I've seen other videos.
Okay, I've seen other videos too.
And
I went down a little rabbit hole with this.
too.
Okay.
And I think they're both unwell
Mm-hmm.
and they need obviously help. They both know they need to get help and get out of this situation, but you got to stop going back.
I know. It's sad because like you can see it and you can see that cycle.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for people like the younger generation, right? Like the 20s, for them to see like, hey, everybody's telling you this relationship is not good for you. It's not healthy.
That's true.
Something's wrong. And then they can still see that dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that helps them recognize it if they're ever in a situation like that.
Yeah.
But I don't really think it's like, I don't think it's okay for this to be entertainment.
Yeah.
Because this is,
it is bad. We're just
bad.
basically finding like what is the worst in people and making it a public normality.
Mm-hmm. There's like children involved too.
Yeah.
And then like, you know that every time any of the ladies get like a lot of criticism, the wave of mean people, right, go and attack them. So it's like, they're not just being attacked. Their kids are also being attacked, their husbands, right? So it's like, it's affecting a whole family. And it was bad.
Yeah.
I do think Dakota obviously is the one that released it because he's the one that took that video. So he's the one that had it. I think he was very purposeful. The whole thing with that girl, what is her name? Shania? Poor woman. How do we believe this man and anything he says at this point? That he was only gonna be with her because they have a pact.
Maybe you think it's real, but what made you think that it was okay
Hmm.
to be like, this girl was consoling you and you're gonna be messing around with her
Mhm.
baby daddy that you know it's like a messy situation.
You know it's a messy situation because she knows what's going on.
And then she
It's
cries.
not like she didn't know what was happening.
No. And she like gets consoled by Taylor and she like cries about literally just breaking up or getting broken up with from
By
a married man.
Yep.
I'm like, girl, you need to wake
You're
up.
not making good choices.
No, and
You're
your
not
life
making-
is not
yep.
gonna get. It's not gonna go uphill.
And I'm like, are there like no men around the like age that they're at? Because why? It seems like the only one out there is Dakota that's available,
Yes.
and now apparently Chase because Jesse was apparently kissing him allegedly, right?
She kissed him.
She kissed him, which this is her friend's ex-husband.
Yes.
But she's not the only one from that group.
No.
Layla
Chase got with Layla
and Taylor.
And Miranda and Jesse now. Oh.
It's just too messy. It's too much. And sometimes I wonder, like, are we doing this for reality TV? And then, like, for example, did Jesse actually kiss Chase or whatever? Or are they doing it for like attention?
Publicity?
Yeah. And then like Miranda's just in on it because they want to like create these situations. Or are they trying to distract us from the Taylor thing? And they're like, maybe we just get people talking about something else. So like I never really know with these people what's actually happening.
These are all valid theories. But I'm also like, why would they put their character in question? Why would you want to become the villain for a second? Demi just did it to herself, let's be real. And Brett, sorry. But
Demi was
there's
out of
still
control.
contact, or they're still like making posts and stuff on them. Did you see?
I thought it was so funny when they'd be like, Demi, what do you have to say about this? And then it would be like the crickets.
Oh yeah.
Also the singing thing. Were they trying to do a record like a
Demi and Brett.
Yeah. I was like, what was that about?
I don't know. That was wild. Have
That
you ever seen Step Brothers?
I have, but I don't remember it that well.
There's a scene where Will Ferrell's character, his brother, and like his wife are in the car with their kids and they're singing.
Oh, I know what you're talking
about. Ha, 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 ha. And they were comparing me and Brett to that, and it is so funny.
It is, and it is kind of what it was like.
Yes.
She kept just like, do that, but a little more of this.
Really flat right now.
Yes, I was like, you're starting a bit intense here. That was rough, and he took it so well. He was like, okay, yeah.
I don't think I could do that.
I don't think I could do that either.
I can take criticism, but like
I could take one or two, like you saying, hey, can you? And also it's the way that it's said to me, right? Yeah. She was being very like
direct.
Yes.
Blunt.
And I think maybe that's why. But I would say like that scene is hilarious. I did see that.
Yeah. Wow. Mormon wives?
They're getting into it. And I wonder what's going to happen. Like, apparently we are going to see The Bachelor.
Apparently.
Rhett, allegedly.
And there's supposed to be a spinoff with Jen.
Oh, I heard that too.
Which I'm not really interested in, but...
Can we talk about Whitney and Jen?
Whitney, I feel like, has grown so much as a person. Yes. Connor is amazing. It does magic.
I love Connor. Honestly, he needs his own show.
For sure.
It could be like magic and healing. And then he talks through your problems with you as he does magic shows. I'd be in.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole situation of like Jen being like, I'm tired of being fake, you're not my friend.
Which was so confusing. I don't know if they maybe like cut something or something from the scene, but I never got that Whitney was being fake. She
No.
invited Jen into her house to
Mhm.
stay with them, with her children and her husband.
Yeah, that's not fake. That's as truthful and real as it gets.
Yeah. And then Whitney's side is basically saying that she feels like their relationship is on the mend and they are doing good. And then Jen's having this complete different
Yes,
reaction to all of this.
exactly. And that's why it's so weird, because it's like you were living in her house, so you were being fake. I don't understand what was going on.
Yeah.
And then she's like, she finds out that she might have gotten Chicago or something like that. And I understand when you be like, hey, you didn't say anything to me and you've known, like, that's kind of weird,
Yeah.
right? But it's like she had no basis to be like, we're not real friends.
That was
She's like,
so
we see each
weird.
other every day. I texted you, you ignored me.
Mm-hmm. She had the voice memo. She didn't care. I don't.
And sending Zach to meet up with.
Oh my god.
That
Was
dumb.
pathetic. I'm sorry. That
That
was
was dumb.
so dumb.
I'm like, you
were
were scared of
scared?
getting yelled at.
What? And also, you're going to send in your husband to fight your battle. You obviously don't know what he's going to say for you.
No.
And you don't know what she's going to say. So, like, I don't think that's fake when she's trying to address an issue and apologize for screaming at you. But I don't even think her reaction was unjustified in that scenario. I honestly think if it were me in that situation, I would have gotten to the level where I was like, you're not listening to me.
I see how she could have gotten to that level. Like I do too. Because she's
Yeah.
like, what? Like, we're talking about this. You're changing the subject.
Mm-hmm.
She was not liking the
No. That would
back
have
and
been
forth.
me,
Yeah.
100%.
But I understand her being like, well, I yelled. I shouldn't have yelled. Like
Yeah.
that part's like, okay. But I don't understand what we're sending Zach. That made no sense to me. And then Zach is like, well, I know Jen and she is a very straightforward person. Like, what is a truthful person? I don't remember what he said, but I'm
Yeah.
like, that's not what you said 2 seasons ago when she was kind of twisting up his words.
Yep.
She twisted the Ben Affleck thing, which was very cool. She got a commercial with him anyway.
Yes.
That was funny. Very good Dunkin' Donuts. But it just, her things sometimes don't add up. And I don't think she's like living the reality.
No.
Maybe there's like a trigger. So then she ends up feeling like something is happening, but nothing's actually happening.
I think she thinks these things are happening, and it's like that's not necessarily what's happening. But she is fully convinced.
Experiencing it. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you cannot tell her otherwise.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's
Something-
also young.
True. Something I keep hearing over and over, it's like when people, which I've never really thought of it this way, where they're like 2 things can be true.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I think it just kind of helps, because it's like for her, there must be something that Whitney has done or is doing that makes it feel like they're not connected.
Yeah.
Something must have happened. I mean, I don't think she's imagining it.
No.
Or maybe she has other expectations for her friends. Maybe if you want to be her friend, then she needs like, like some people want quality time, some people want gifts, some people, like everybody has a different need.
Yeah.
So maybe she's not
Yeah, that's fair.
communicating that. So Whitney's not able to do it. And so it feels to her like, oh, this isn't real.
Wow. Look
Look
at
at
you.
me. Oh my
You're
God.
just like diving deep into all
Connor,
this stuff.
call me.
What?
We can work together. You do magic and we do therapy. And
Damn.
Harley can do that too. We'll add her to the show.
I'll just
Whitney can participate. But
every
if you
once,
want,
yeah. Every
you don't
once
want
in a
the
while,
whole-
I'll just be like, "Whoa, mic drop."
okay, there we go. And then we'll have Whitney dancing in the back.
Yeah, perfect.
All our talent.
Oh my god.
But yeah, maybe they're experiencing different realities.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested now because, well, The Bachelorette got canceled or whatever, but apparently we're going to be able to see it. But the fact that they started filming like Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and then they put everything on pause,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious to see what that next season looks like, because I didn't even know for this season that they were filming this season while they were wrapping up
The last one.
Yes, I didn't know
I
that.
think it's also like I never realized the timeline.
No.
And in this one, you could really see that timeline. They're recording already the new season. They haven't done the reunion yet.
Nope.
So it was really interesting because in the beginning, I'm like, why is Demi here? Demi. Why is Demi here? And I'm like, I was really confused. Like, oh, they let her back in. And then later I started realizing the reunion hadn't happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, there we go. And then she didn't show up. So that all made sense. I'm just sad she wasn't able to do her album.
Oh.
I'm sorry. That
I'm
was
okay.
mean. That was mean.
She could have like a cereal commercial.
And sing?
Of Fruity Pebbles. Cereal
Oh my God, Harley.
Demi, if you're not already trying to do this, you should. Because you can
This is your
capitalize on it.
moment. Yes. Brett could also capitalize on this.
Yeah, you could have a whole commercial, but you have to. You gotta
spin it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. That was a lot. Mormon Wives is a lot to
It is
just
a lot.
discuss. Well, we just went on like a crazy
All
wild ride
right.
all over the place.
Valid source.
Valid source. Good job.
Good job, Harley. That was good.
Thank you. You made the connection.
That was weird. I
between
can't
all
believe
of
I
them.
put all of that together.
I think we need an illustration of that. I'll work on that.
For sure.
Yeah.
All you need is little walnuts. Walnuts.
Walnut.
Like a plane and like a big plane here. Little walnuts. Get it?
And, yes, but then there needs to be a pyramid.
Yeah, okay. There's a lot you gotta
underground.
do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a lot
So you
to
can put a baby like behind a tree.
Oh my God.
And a little thing that says wah.
Wait, so do you you think that the otter man is also
The hairy man.
a bad alien? So there's two different
He's
species.
3 people. All things are true. Because
They're
more than
all
one thing.
shapeshifters.
Sure. There we go. And that's a wrap on another episode of Valid Source.
Valid source?
Thank you so much for spending time with us. It means the world.
If something we said made you go, wait, what? Share this episode. Send it to a friend, drop it in a group chat. That's honestly the best thing you can do for us right now. Check out our link tree below. You can find us on social media, our website, and if you want to submit a topic for us to research, there's even a link for that too. We want your weird, your wild, and your crazy conspiracies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Harley.
And I'm Ashley.
You were thinking it, we said it.